Yes, T.Real Beats back on your screens to make some banging beats. So this is just a quick one. I'm just going to show you a quick beat breakdown of how I made some Lil Durk Est 42 dugg type beats, and literally just show you my sound selection of how I get these beats down, break them down on the iPad, and hopefully you can learn a lot from it. So I'm thinking of doing a little type beat kind of series, you know, just different artists, different vibes, show you my process of how I kind of catch the vibe of that sound and break it down on the iPad. So if any type beats you want me to kind of do, let me know down in the comments. Yes, and subscribe, hit that notification bell so YouTube tells you when I release another gem. So let's not waste no time, let's get straight into the beat breakdown. Come on, let's go. So as you can see, I've got my beat session loaded up in Beatmaker 3. So for these like Lil Durk, Lil Baby type beats, you always hear piano. And the best piano that I like on here is the pure piano. Reason being, I think it's one of the cleanest pianos. Reason being, it's just the sound that you can have on here. I think it's really authentic. So I started off with a pure piano. So I left it on its neutral settings. What's good about here, you can have like a reverse setting. So you can have it where it's a bit mellow, pure. So each one has their own sound. So I just kept it more or less in the middle. So this is the first pattern that I loaded up, which is kind of like the bass line. So as you can see, I got my first pattern laid up, and I basically just started off with a bass line. The bass line is kind of my way to kind of find the whole vibe or foundation of the song. And as you can see, it's all within the E minor scale. So if I zoom in a bit, this is what I more or less use as a point of reference to help me stay in scale, and it helps me to make melodies a lot easier. It's gonna take me a long time to remember all these scales, so this is a great help for now. And you can find that in the link in my description if you want to download all the kind of major and minor scales. Yeah, so the way that I just worked this out, I just started off with the E root, and then I go down 4 semitones, which is a similar progression in lots of those Lil Baby, Lil Durk type beats. So for the second part, I just added some little bit of mids within the piano just to kind of give it a bit of a variation. So just a very simple pattern, and just kind of following the E minor scale. So as you can see here, I would normally kind of start with the E, but I missed that out, and I just follow this scale. So up 3, then up 4, then up 3. So let's take a little listen. So this kind of runs like that throughout the kind of whole 8 bar. So the reason why the piano sounds like that, I added some effects. So I added a perforator, and perforator is one of like my top plugins. I made a video about it, and literally with this, it's kind of like a gate plugin. So whatever input sound goes in, it kind of plays with a little bit of the velocities, a bit of the stutter and time of it, and there's lots of different presets on here. So the one that I used on here was the Balearic. So I've just got this on kind of like 50% on, so it's not all the way up. So I thought this adds a nice little effect towards the mid piano, and I added a filter just to cut out some of the lows, and I added a bit of a reverb at the end, so it's got a little bit of natural tail end. This is what it sounds like with the piano. Very simple. Very simple pattern, and if you break down when you listen to some of these beats, it is just a simple melody going off in the background. So I just thought, right, we've got a bit of low end of the piano, we've got a bit of mids, so I just wanted to add some little repetitive melody. So for this one, I use the same pure piano. You can see my scales there just to kind of make sure it's lined up, so you see everyone is in scale. So I added in the EQ, just to again take out some of the lows and just take out a bit of the highs. So I've just got the actual body of the actual notes. And I've got 2 versions of this. So one's just kind of like a normal piano. So this is the same piano, and I just changed the preset a little bit. So I more or less led it towards the pad, so it's got a bit more tail end. So it's just not like the same piano sounds, just to fill up the different spectrums of the frequency. So, you know, you can hear all the different notes playing. And this is the first part. I added a tape cassette too, which is basically like a little version of the RC20, and it's free.
I am impressed.
So another part to the piano, I've added in another piano, which is the same pure piano. And as I said, what I like about it is that there's different presets in it. You can use it in different ways. So with this one, I put it straight to reverse. So I love that part of it. It kind of adds like a nice kind of trap, dark element towards the beat. It's a bit of suspense. You can use this in so many different ways. With this one, I've literally, at the end of each bar, I've just got kind of like a reverse piano going off in the background. So this is what it sounds like by itself. Down 4 semitones. Just subtly in the background, just a little bit of ear candy. And for this, I added in some black reverb, which is kind of like a really nice spacey reverb. It's free by Audio Kit. I put some stock delay on it just to kind of give it a bit of more kind of repetitiveness in the tail end. And I used the wider plugin, so give it a bit of stereo shape and placement, just a little bit wider, so it's not all kind of stuck in the mono in the middle. So lastly, this one here is kind of like a one shot. And I've been working on my own one-shot kits. So I've got my Mac, I'm downloading loads and loads of different sounds, experimenting, putting modulation effects on certain sounds, kind of just coming up with my own kind of one-shot kit to kind of add nice elements into kind of like the beats to kind of make it unique or just give it a different vibe. This is one of them. So I called it a celestial whistle. And it just kind of sounds like a little... Sounds like a little whistle. This is just one of the one shots, so this is going off in the background. Weird sound, I know, but as you can see, everything's all in scale. So this helps me to kind of just speed up the work process and kind of just clip within the scale and just come up with a nice little kind of counter melody part. So for the effects on here, I added in a band EQ, so I took out some of the lows and took out some of the highs, so I just got certain frequencies out of the one shot that I wanted. Just put on a reverb just to give it a bit of eeriness and just kind of duck it in the background a bit. That's pretty much it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements to the loop, I'll say, and I'll show you the drums breakdown. So I'm just gonna play it bit by bit and add in all the elements. Here it's slightly in the background. And the whistle. These are all the drum sounds from in my drum kits. So let me just take out some bits and I'll just start introducing the drums as I go along. Some hi-hats. Play around with little velocities. And it's really easy doing those rolls. Literally, it's just... Beatmaker 3 makes it so easy. So that's what I use for those rolls. Some more trap snares. So these 808s are all from my drum kit as well, the link in the description. Just some really go-to 808s that I put some effects on. There's quite a few on here. Some different types. So for these ones I use my TL spins, kind of like spin off, and this is what it sounds like. For the 808s, it's the exact same bass line that I've had from the first piano that I did at the start. And then really what I added here was some kicks, and it's all about finding the right kicks to kind of complement the 808. So it is down to like experiment to see which kicks go with the 808. Some of them do, some of them don't, so it's down to kind of like taste. So I've got a whole range of kicks on here. I'll probably use this one. Yeah, it's my go-to. That's why it's number one. So the basis and foundation of the beat is done. So I just added some open hats at the start. This is my go-to, open hat 1. And just a few more open hats, which you can, I've got a good few here. So just different sounds. All of these are going to be in my kit as well. Just something really simple. So I like to use a variation of different ones just so it brings something different to the beats. Last but not least, I added some kind of like extra kicks here. And these are kind of like filling kicks to kind of add in different parts of the beat once I kind of structure it out. These are kind of just little extra kicks and little rolls that I add in just to give it, you know, some different elements to make it sound nice. And I just added in a riser at the end. Little bit in the background. So that's the beat. 4 different pianos, going through, adding something to kind of start off the bass line, adding some middle notes, something very similar, and just a little bit of repeated notes in the background on a higher octave, and just add a little bit of textures, reverse effects, and it's a hard drum percussion and bass line. So get yourself some quality sounds. So just going to arrange out this beat, play it at the end. So any other type beats, let me know down in the comments. I'll get cooking up. And yeah, about to make a series out of it. So any suggestions that you make, the better. So I'm just going to wrap this beat up now, kind of play it in the background. Hope you enjoyed the video and learned something from it. Peace.